And it's just like Dragon Age 1 had a lot. Mass Effect series had a lot with like the codexes. Like it wasn't nearly as extensive, and I don't know. It's just like a touch that I really like. And I almost forgot the shard. So thankfully, there's a nice big tooltip on the map, just telling me, pick this shit up, boy. Anyways, so I got my shard. Two party members just chatting a little bit, and now I noticed that they all level up. So here's the level up screen. So it's not as like I guess in depth or detailed as previous games. Like there's only 4 trees, but these 4 trees are very specialized and full of like they have. I wouldn't say it's like nearly as extensive as like Dragon Age 1 had a ton of abilities, but this one has like you focus more. It has Dragon Age 2's level up trees, but with just a stronger focus. So right now I'm leveling up Cassandra, getting her the ability Trust the Steel, which increases her armor value when she has the guard resource. And I did Varric, I believe. I think I got him one of the archery shots. And yeah, you're not locked into weapons in this game like you are in Dragon Age 2. You can switch between 2 types depending on your class. So as a warrior, you have the sword and board, or you can choose, to what was it? Yeah, two-handed weapons, and you can switch at any time. You can upgrade the trees independently of each other without affecting them, and etc. etc. So yeah, this game has a lot more demons and stuff in it. So like in the first 2, like they were present obviously, but it was only during like huge areas where magic was a big deal. Rarely did they ever just like appear in the wild like a regular wilderness. It was always like someplace where the fade was thin, and like someone had to sort of mention it. Otherwise, like it doesn't make sense for these demons to be here because demons aren't strong enough to just tear their way through into the regular world. But what happened, and the same sort of is here, except there are these fade rifts, which you saw like the big green glowing thing in the sky, where the fade sort of just like tears an asshole out of the real world, and demons just sort of just start pouring out and attacking anywhere nearby. And so it's up to you to like, this is your sort of reason your character is special or unique, is that you have a brand on your palm that of course like that reacts to the fade, and because of it, you are the only person who has the ability to close these fade portals and rifts. And yeah, these guys are sort of annoying because they just teleport around the battlefield, attacking whoever they want, whenever they want. It's really annoying, and it makes like I'm just playing Varric is just so I can do little things here and there, and just try to get his combo in. But like obviously you can see it's not going super well. Like these guys are jumping all over the place. It's hard to sort of keep a beat on them and maintain a decent like stream of attacks. But like it's easier as the warrior because you can use the taunt where everyone will just straight up focus on you. And so like I'm just trying to set up the combo, but Solus unfortunately doesn't have his cooldown's not ready. So just just double checking where the targets are, and trying to make sure that I'm in a good position for this battle. Because like I'm only got like 6 potions left, and Cassandra, as you can see, is near dead. I'm halfway dead, etc. etc. I should stop saying that so much. Varric, why are you just sitting there? You're being a chode. There we go. Now I have you attacking. Okay, so back to my guy, just slashing everybody. So yeah, you can see in the top right there's like a bar, like a health bar for the Fade Rift, where like the way it works is like you fight waves of enemies in order to weaken the rift, and once the rift is weak enough, then you can close it. You can also do a thing mid-wave to disrupt the rift, which will damage all present enemies and stun them for a short time. So for accomplishing like tasks for the Inquisition, you get a resource called Power, which you can use to spend to complete like giant, like more broad missions for the Inquisition. Set up like new trade routes, like travel routes, if you will, like bases, locations. Again, like I've barely scratched the surface, and I haven't seen like I right now don't really make an effort to look at like a lot of news or trailers or like details about games anymore. I like to be sort of surprised and find this stuff out on my own, depending on like if it's something I really like or really want to follow. And so like I'm just barely scratched the surface, but it's like a really interesting resource so far. And like right now I need to collect 4 power in order to set up a route to go to Val-Roya, the capital of Orlais, to meet with the Chantry and try to bring some clerics to my side. Because right now, oh Jesus Christ, all these corpses strewn about with these giant ice blocks just in the middle of nowhere. I think that's really cool, and because it's magic ice, obviously, like they can get away with it not melting at all. So yeah, just enemies just popping up all over the place. Tons of crafting areas. Or like crafting materials just strewn about. Yeah, like just Templars everywhere, mages everywhere. Like it's not safe, clearly. And a ton of these houses that you've seen and cabins and whatnot are just abandoned by the people who normally live there. There's tons of refugees, as you saw, like when the Blight occurred in Dragon Age 1, or like in Kirkwall in Dragon Age 2. Like you are a refugee in Dragon Age 2. And it's visible, like honestly, they haven't gone maybe like 5 years without a huge war battle or something breaking out, and it's really bad. I'm amazed there's any villages left that earn farms, because there's just nothing, it seems. So yeah, it's really easy to explore these areas, because normally I have a huge issue with games like Skyrim. Like I can't play GTA. Well, I'm not a huge fan of like really the content, and obviously GTA 4 was just not very good. I just feel the game mechanics are weak, but the game itself, because of like the sheer amount of choice, I get paralyzed by choice. Because there's like too much to do, I need some guidance. And even just like doing the main story is like, oh my god, these wolves are teleporting all over the place, eating my ass. It's not a fun time. But anyways. They just get paralyzed by choice, where there's so much to do, and like I don't want to accomplish the main story because there's side content to do. That'll probably make me more powerful to do the main story, but it's like there's so much side content to do, I don't know where to get started. Dragon Age makes it I wouldn't say streamlined, but fairly easy to just like pick a direction and walk with it. So like don't attack this guy. He's like level 12, I think, and thankfully he's not mean at all. So yeah, if you can target someone and you can see their level, and anyone like above maybe two levels higher than you, do not touch, because they will wreck your butt. Yeah, just going around checking out what quests are near me. So the Master of Horses is like one of the primary reasons I've come to the Hinterlands, to try to get the best horses in Ferelden for the Inquisition troops. So now I'm just going around looting, getting some canine leather, tons of crafting materials in this game, and like there's lots of crafting related quests, and you can sort of customize what you want to put into a recipe. So and each like material you put in, depending on the slot, has a different effect. It's like, geez, like all these skirmishes just breaking out all over the place, and you can sort of just let them attack, but fight each other. But the amount of time it takes, I believe isn't worth it. Maybe if like I was closer to death, I would just sort of let them go at it and watch. But like yeah, I just want to sort of expedite the process here. Just friggin' Templar defenders, like you can clearly see. I didn't think being frozen would cause gravity to not work, but yeah. Yeah, just trying to get rid of these pains in the ass. Like that charge move is a great move. Don't get me wrong, but it is goddamn annoying when it's used against you constantly, because it just knocks you on your ass. Yeah, so lots of reinforced gear and stuff. It's very easy, at least like so far in my game, to get all sorts of like loot that's way higher level, but way better than what you have now. So that cowl you saw, it was the color was blue, which makes it a more rare item, and obviously it's more powerful than say a gray item, which you obviously have a lot of at this point. I've only seen gray and gray, blue, and purple rarities so far. So that's already a pretty good thing. And back to the quest map, yeah, this is one of those quests where it's like, oh, here's a giant area. You have to look around to determine where the quest is supposed to be. And I'm looking for the mage's stronghold in the Witchwood, and like I honestly just end up going in circles because like I wouldn't say I'm very good at necessarily at exploring these types of in these types of games, like just because like the sheer amount of space there is to cover makes me want to go like all directions at once, which is not conducive for trying to find and explore something, because it's very easy to just cover the same ground over and over and over again. And as you can see, like I'm back here, you can see the arrow clearly. Varric's magic ice anti-gravity arrow just floating in there while I'm beating on this poor mage. Oh yeah, when playing a melee character, definitely go for the flanking bonus. It increases your damage by about 50%. So again, this is just like rough calculations by looking at it. Like normally from the front, I think I typically do 37 to 40 damage depending on the enemy's armor. From behind, I can easily do 50 to 60. Again, depending. So yeah, it's definitely conducive to try to get those flanking bonuses. And these mages are annoying. They're like those demons we fought earlier, the Shades, where they just teleport all over the battlefield. And geez, I just well, anyway, mage is down. That's why Varric and Solas are so useful, because they will just target anyone out of range, and you don't have to worry about that at all. So yeah, lots of, again, so much crafting items. Like I've gotten about 100 elf fruit easily at this point in the game. You don't even have to be looking for it; it just appears. Like I just passed one. I didn't notice it while I was playing because there's just so many. Like, and I saw this iron in the distance too. Let's see, just walking around, trying to look for that. Two things I was looking for: the cabin, the key to the cabin in the woods. Didn't realize that. What I noticed later is that there is a quest marker for it. And yeah, here I finally noticed that Solus had leveled up to level 4. So I'm just looking at his frost tree. So like, he doesn't actually get a lot of spells early. Like there's 2 you can choose from at the beginning of each tree, and then it sort of goes into passive skills afterwards. And here, like, you get barrier to start with, and there's a bunch of passive skills, and then they move on to more active skills. So like I can't really get this spell at this point, but I was just seeing what it does. And so I go for Mind Blast, and which was actually really good in Dragon Age 2. I don't remember it being in Dragon Age 1, because when I was a mage, I focused more on healing and other stuff rather than the spirit arts. And so yeah, just got Mind Blast, which is a pretty useful tool for knocking the people on their butts, the anemones. Getting some more crafting. These are like in the first area you go to. It's like a winter wonderland called Haven, I like to call it, and sort of appropriate because where I am right now, it snowed like the first day I got it, and it was very picturesque and appropriate. And this goddamn mage just keeps going all over the place. I'm trying to use my own charge move, but I keep forgetting that if you let go of the button, it sort of just cuts it short. So you have to hold the button to get the maximum distance. Or it could be talking out my butt, because I don't really know what I'm talking about, which is certainly a possibility. Anyways, the mage is dead, thank God. And the Templar, there wasn't a Templar protector, so it made the battle go much, much faster. So whenever you can get away with not having to deal with them, that's awesome. At least in this area. So yeah, mages are just making short work of the Sellsword, who does have the mage barrier, as you saw earlier. Cassandra's taking a lot of damage. She's not getting any of her guard. Like, yeah, see, if I didn't kill him at that point, he would have had another full health bar because of that barrier. And yeah, just more loot. Tons more like these weird ice graves and enemies like this. I guess it gets a little annoying. Like, okay, here's a Templar Protector, for example, and stupid Templar Protectors. Enemy archers, I like. I think that's a really cool idea. And when you approach them, they'll move back. Like they'll run back if you're in melee range because they know better than to like engage with their bows and arrows in melee range because they're not getting any of that stuff done. Yeah, I love when you can knock the enemies back with some of your moves. Like there's a shield bash you get as one of your starting abilities. Yeah, damn it, Varric, your thing's on cooldown. You're supposed to have it available for me at any time. Anyways, going back, yeah, shield bash is awesome. It can knock people like just in an arc in front of you, just like knock them the hell back, and it gets a huge damage boost if you've taken damage or have a status effect. Just right before activating it. So like I heard, yeah. So like when you activate the pulse, you'll hear the chime more often than not. The problem is just trying to find it because there's not a whole lot of information on that stuff. It's like a very small orange outline, and like its name if you're looking at it, and so it's very easy to miss a ton of like gathering ingredients, like lootable objects, things like that. Like if this the minimap didn't point out all the quest markers, like as bad as like some people, as like annoying as it gets, like in more modern games, like you'd probably miss like half like the keys and like just quest related items, and even like just getting quests. Like you'd miss about half the content in this game, I feel, if you didn't do that. And I guess that's sort of how games are these days, where it's more of a directed experience, and I don't know, like you sort of need things to be around telling you that there's an issue or that there's something here. Like I know playing like the old Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter Nights, like there might have been like a couple tooltips here and there, but for the most part, if you don't see something, you're not going to see it because like it's just like you have to be on your be able to like look for like little things here and there, like especially when you're playing something like Fallout. Yeah. Oh my God, these guys, like as you can see, Solas's spells are bouncing off his shield. And it just makes him very annoying to deal with. I think if I had like a dagger rogue, who I positioned behind, that could make life much easier. Otherwise, these guys just take so much damage, and they have a lot of health. So like I say, the average enemy has about 800 health at this point in the game. Like the mages and the sellswords, those guys have about 2,100, 2,500. So they already have at least 3 times, if not at least 3 times the amount of health as the other enemies. They take a lot less damage, and they can avoid a lot of damage.